Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most intense and most important questions in modern air warfare. When the skies turn into a battlefield and only one aircraft can dominate, which fighter takes true air superiority? The Israeli F-35I Adir or the Russian Su-57 Felon? These two jets don't just represent hardware, they represent two different philosophies, two combat doctrines, and two approaches to surviving and winning future wars. And as tensions rise around the world and air forces prepare for a new generation of aerial conflict, understanding what separates these jets, what gives them strengths, and where they might struggle is more important than ever. The F-35I Adir is more than just a variant of an American fighter. Israel took the core of the F-35 platform and reshaped it with its own electronic warfare, its own mission systems, and its own battlefield logic. It is designed not only to win fights but to control information, control the electromagnetic spectrum, and make the enemy blind before the first missile is even fired. But the Su-57 Felon is no ordinary competitor. It is Russia's attempt to leap into the fifth-generation world with a fighter built for maneuverability, raw power, long-range engagement, and aggression. It is shaped by Russian doctrine: strike fast, hit hard, and rely on aerodynamic performance to outmaneuver even stealthy opponents. These aircraft don't simply meet in the air. Their entire design philosophies collide. When we talk about air superiority, we talk about vision, speed, stealth, weapons, sensors, survivability, and the pilot's ability to see the battle before the enemy even knows it has begun. The F-35I was built around stealth, low observability, and total information control. The Su-57 was built around agility, supermaneuverability, speed, and the ability to threaten opponents long before they cross within visual range. One platform hides, the other confronts, one tries to disappear, the other tries to dominate through presence and intimidation. And yet, the outcome of a conflict between them is not simple, it is a layered equation. Stealth is a defining factor. The F-35I Adir's stealth shaping, coatings, and thermal management place it among the stealthiest fighters ever built. Its radar cross-section is extremely low, making it difficult to detect even for high-power radars. Israel's modifications further enhance its electronic warfare capabilities, meaning the jet not only hides physically, but also manipulates the enemy's radar perception. The Su-57, despite being labeled fifth generation, uses a hybrid stealth approach. It incorporates stealth features but prioritizes aerodynamic shaping and internal volume. Its radar cross-section is higher, especially from the sides. But Russia compensates with distributed sensor arrays, L-band radars in its wings, and a multi-spectral detection philosophy designed to hunt stealth aircraft. The question becomes, does ultimate stealth overpower partial stealth mixed with broad spectrum detection? Speed and maneuverability create a different kind of comparison. The Su-57 is an acrobat of the sky. With thrust, vectoring nozzles, and a design focused on extreme aerodynamics, the jet can perform high-angle turns, controlled stalls, and complex maneuvers that very few fighters in the world can match. It is faster with a higher top speed and better supercruise potential. This creates an advantage in visual dogfights, high-speed interceptions, and kinetic engagements. The F-35I, on the other hand, is not a traditional dogfighter. It was never intended to win through acrobatics. Instead, it wins by seeing the battle first, firing the first shot, and leaving before the enemy gets close. Its control laws and sensor fusion reduce the need for extreme maneuverability. In a dogfight, the Su-57 is superior. In beyond visual range combat, the F-35I's advantage becomes dramatic. The heart of modern air superiority is the sensor suite. The F-35I's fused sensor data creates a single integrated picture of the battlefield. Every radar return, infrared signal, friendly aircraft feed, ground radar input, satellite data, and electronic signature merges into one display. This makes the pilot far more aware of what is happening around them than any previous fighter generation. The Su-57 uses a different approach. Instead of a single continuous fusion network, it relies on multiple sensors spread across the aircraft, including infrared search systems, distributed apertures, and long-wave radars. Each sensor contributes an independent detection capability, especially useful when tracking stealth aircraft. But Russia's network is not as deeply integrated as Israel's. The Adir offers a pilot a cleaner, more unified battlefield view, whereas the Su-57 provides range and raw sensor diversity without the same degree of fusion. Electronic warfare becomes the invisible frontline. The F-35I has Israel's most advanced EW systems, giving it the power to jam enemy radars, deceive sensors, map air defense systems, and infiltrate networks silently. It can blind missile batteries, scramble targeting systems, and create false images on enemy radar screens. This is not just defense, it is an offensive weapon. Israel designed the Adir to enter extremely defended airspace and survive through information warfare alone. The Su-57 has strong electronic countermeasures as well, but they are built around surviving missile engagements and disrupting sensor locks rather than penetrating layered defense networks. In a pure electronic duel, the F-35I's advantage is significant. Weapons define engagement range. The F-35I typically carries AIM-120D AMRAAMs with long range capability and high precision. Internally, it can carry air-to-air weapons with stealth preserved. The Su-57 carries long-range R-77M missiles and potentially even longer-range hypersonic weapons under development. Russia emphasizes long-range engagement power, giving the Felon the ability to fire from distances beyond what many fighters expect. However, missile range is not the deciding factor in a real engagement. Detection range is. If the F-35I sees the Su-57 before the Russian jet detects the Adir, the advantage shifts dramatically. If the Su-57 detects the F-35I through infrared systems at long range, the picture changes. The battle becomes a race between stealth and multispectral tracking. Survivability is more than armor. For the F-35I, survivability begins with not being seen at all. Its shape hides it, its systems blind opponents. Its information superiority ensures the pilot is always steps ahead. For the Su-57, survivability is built into the airframe. It has armored cockpit elements, redundant systems, and a structure designed to take damage and keep flying. It embodies the Russian philosophy of toughness. Even if it is hit, even if systems fail, the aircraft tries to remain operational. Combat experience also matters. The F-35 platform has flown thousands of sorties in real combat conditions across multiple nations. It has tested stealth against real missile systems, flown in harsh conditions, and executed complex missions in real war zones. The F-35I specifically has been used by Israel in active operations, though many details remain classified. The Su-57 has seen limited combat testing, mostly in Syria and Ukraine. Its full operational capabilities remain partly unproven in large-scale air-to-air engagements. Combat data favors the F-35I. Pilot training and doctrine also shape performance. Israeli pilots undergo rigorous, technologically integrated training with heavy emphasis on battlefield awareness and multi-platform cooperation. Russian doctrine emphasizes individual aircraft performance, endurance, and overwhelming power. An F-35I pilot fights as part of a digital swarm. A Su-57 pilot fights with speed and maneuvering instinct. In a real confrontation, everything depends on the environment. In open airspace with no external support, the F-35I stealth and sensors give it the first shot advantage. It is built to stay invisible, strike, and disappear. In a closer range environment or one where the Su-57 detects the Adir through infrared scanning, the fight becomes more even. At close range, the Su-57's maneuverability becomes lethal. But fifth-generation combat rarely allows close-range dogfights. Modern fighters aim to kill before the merge, and in that mission, the F-35I dominates. What makes this comparison so interesting is that both jets represent strengths and weaknesses that do not directly overlap. The F-35I is a master of information, stealth, electronic warfare, and beyond visual range dominance. The Su-57 is a master of speed, agility, endurance, and multi-spectrum tracking. Each one wins in certain scenarios and struggles in others. But air superiority is not just about individual strengths. It is about which aircraft can consistently control the battle, shape the engagement, and dictate the terms of the fight. The F-35I shapes the battlefield before the enemy arrives. The Su-57 reacts to the environment with power and maneuver. The Adir hides and strikes. The Felon hunts and chases. The outcome depends on who sees whom first, who fires first, and whose systems perform with more reliability under pressure. In most modern air combat simulations, the aircraft with the best sensor fusion, best stealth, and best network advantage typically dominates, and that edge belongs to the F-35I. It is hard to kill what you cannot see, and it is hard to win against an opponent who knows your position before you even detect them. The Su-57 remains a dangerous, high-performance aircraft capable of challenging even the best fighters in the world. But the battlefield of the future favors what the F-35I was designed to be, an invisible, digitally connected hunter that wins wars through information, awareness, and precision. The final answer depends on mission type, environment, and pilot skill. But in the pure contest of air superiority in the 21st century, the F-35I Adir holds the advantage in most scenarios due to its unmatched stealth, networked warfare capabilities, and real combat experience. The Su-57 Felon remains a formidable challenger with incredible maneuverability and long-range potential, but it is not yet able to consistently overcome the stealth and sensor advantages of the Adir. As technology evolves, this comparison may shift, but today the skies tilt toward the aircraft that controls the invisible battlefield, the Israeli F-35I Adir. If you enjoyed this deep dive into modern air combat and want more content like this, make sure to stay connected, keep exploring, and keep watching as we uncover more defense technology battles, global military power shifts, and the real science behind the world's most advanced weapons.